On yesterday's worksheet, I just want to explain two problems, 5 and 9. They're both remove methods, but they don't work the same. Number 9, the answer should have been true. A lot of people treated it just like number 5. Look, if you, once again, Google the API, do Java API ArrayList, and then scroll down. You can find your two methods here. And if you click on them, once again, it'll take you to the folder description. And the one where you give it a location, it's going to remove what's at the location. And look right here, it says returns the element that was removed. All right, so that's how that behaves. Whereas the other one, if I scroll down, here's the other version. You tell it what to remove, not where, but what. So think about this. You already know what you want removed because you're telling it what to remove. Whereas up here, you may not know what's there. So here, you tell it where you want to remove from. It gives you what was removed there to do with what you please. You can discard it if you want, but you can print it, you can store it somewhere else, whatever. Whereas this one, you already know what it is you're removing. And so the return type's Boolean, which tells you, it returns true if it's there and it removes it, and false if it's not there. But think about this. These two methods are like the first one is more like char at, in that, and really the point is any context where you're trying to access a spot. If it's a string and you're doing char at, you're trying to get the character at that spot. If you're doing substring, you want the substring that's at that spot, or from this spot to that spot. If it's an array, you're trying to access a spot in an array. Anytime you're trying to access a location in an array list or array or string or whatever, and you go out of bounds, you get an index out of bounds exception. So that's what would happen here. Whereas here, the other remove method, it's going to have to search for what you asked for. And if it's not there, it'll indicate it's not there somehow. Kind of like index of. With a string, if you do index of, it's going to search for either the character you asked it to look for, or maybe a substring you asked it to look for. And when it finds it, it'll return where it found it. Unless it's not there, and then what does it return? What does index of return? -1 to tell you it didn't find it. There, for index of, the return type is int. Here, it's different, but it's the same in that it's different return type. But it's the same idea in that it's going to search for what you asked it to find. And like here, on this one, it says new grade. That threw some people. It's going to look for the grade object that equals this one. And so in our array list, of course, is this one right here. It does find it. And so it's not technically removing this grade object that we created. It's removing the one that's in the array list. There are actually two different grade objects. But it removes the one that matches. And how does it know it matches? Because there's an equals method. Okay? And so that's what's going to happen here. If I change this from 97.1 to 97.2, it'll search for it and not find it, and return false to tell you it did not find it. Okay? But that's what I'm saying, is if you're accessing a spot, you better stay within bounds. If you're searching for something, then somehow the method will indicate whether it found it or not. In this case, by true or false. Okay? Hold on. Come here. That's all I had for today.